Hello, this is one's for the guys, and I did a little bit of research because I remember hearing things. I think it was even a doctor that told me, but then your memory goes, and you're kind of like, okay, wait, what's really going on? Did I really remember that? I want to give correct answers, and then I found this, and this is kind of a game changer. I don't say that lightly, because it's true. A lot of you are like saying, "Oh gosh, men don't have birth control. All we got is the condom. That's not terribly reliable." And women could claim they're on birth control, but then sperm jack you, and you don't know. They could grab your condom and inseminate themselves with the semen that's in the condom. We've all heard the horror stories. So men are at a huge disadvantage, not only in terms of that, but also when it comes to the law, because women determine whether or not they want to have a kid. They determine whether or not they terminate the pregnancy and have an abortion, or they just decide to have the kid and make you pay for the next 18 years of your life. However, the vasectomy does allow men to basically take that power back from women and say, no, you don't control this. But the drawback of having a vasectomy is its permanency, where it's like, well, that's it. You're not going to have kids again. It's permanent. It's done. You will never have kids. And then I knew that they had this vasectomy reversal surgery, and there's about 80% success rate. It's better than average, but there's no guarantee. Well, then I got to thinking, and I recalled the doctor saying this, well, yeah, but we can extract the sperm directly. And what's really interesting is the doc that I had was saying, well, yeah, it's not permanent. There's other doctors try to scare the piss out of you. And I wonder either that's because of ignorance, or because they really think you young boys don't know any better, or if there's some kind of legal, political, feminist, ulterior motive and push to keep men at risk. Now, I'm not that big of a conspiracy theory guy. I'm not that big a conspiratorialist. But there does seem to be, there is a bias against guys when it comes to child support and children. And there is a bias against men in terms of what we have at our disposal in terms of birth control. But this just seemed weird. Like I had a client, he asked at Asshole Consulting, he asked about vasectomy and all this other stuff where you should get one. And the doc turned him away because I think he was 25 or something. And I'm like, fuck that doc. You go find another doc, man. The doc, you are an adult. You are not a fucking child. They do not tell you, look, these idiot kids can get sleeves tattooed on their arms and the skulls. You got a guy that's turning himself into a dragon, and you have fucking Bruce Jenner. Well, I don't know if he did the surgery down there. You have people lobbing off their genitals to kind of sort of maybe be the opposite sex. And someone's not going to give you a vasectomy? Fuck you. So there's something a little fishy there. Now, the good news, though, with the vasectomy is that for the most part it is reversible. You're going to want to look at the statistics. But then I looked this up. PESA and TESA, sperm aspiration, and ICSI versus vasectomy reversal surgery. So there are like 3 different procedures that vary slightly. Well, I'll just read basically what it is. Many men have had a vasectomy for contraception and then later have gotten remarried and regretted the decision to become surgically sterilized. There are 3 general options for attempts at further childbearing in such a situation. Vasectomy reversal surgery. 2, sperm aspiration from the testicle or vas deferens, and then use the ICSI procedure to fertilize eggs from the female partner and then into in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer. Donor sperm insemination of the female partner. Sperm aspiration from the epididymitis or testicle, PESA or TESA, and then ICSI and in vitro fertilization. Sperm can be aspirated, taken away, with a needle from the testicle or from the vas deferens, a structure right next to the testicle that also contains sperm. The man is given some drugs to sedate him, and some local anesthesia is also used to numb the area. Then a small needle is inserted and sperm is aspirated from either the epididymis or the testicle. There should be no severe pain. This procedure generally takes about 30 minutes. The different sperm aspiration extraction procedures have long names and also short names, acronyms. PESA, TESA, TESI. With PESA and TESA, after vasectomy, there will usually be thousands to millions of sperm retrieved. Not bad shot. Unfortunately, there is not enough sperm obtained to get any reasonable success rate from intrauterine insemination of the female partner. Okay, the sperm should be sufficient quantity and quality to be able to fertilize the female partner's eggs in a laboratory using procedure that injects each egg with a single sperm. This process is called intracytoplasmic sperm injection, or ICSI. After fertilization has been accomplished, in vitro fertilization techniques are used to culture the resulting fertilized eggs for 3 to 5 days before embryo transfer is performed to the female's uterus. Because multiple eggs are needed to have a good chance of success, the woman must go through ovarian stimulation and then an egg retrieval procedure. Blah, blah, blah. And then it goes to the cost. We're currently charging $3,300. Oh, here it is. The cost. The total cost of a sperm aspiration, including freezing, will generally be somewhere between $3,000 and $12,000, depending on the variables mentioned above. We are currently charging $3,300 for sperm aspirations at their office. Costs are coming down. The ICSI and the IVF. Current costs for ICSI is $1,500 and $10,000 for in vitro fertilization. Includes all the monitoring and all this. Success rate will very much depend, blah, blah, blah. And then vasectomy reversal surgery, the cost like $10,000 to $15,000. So here's the deal, guys. There is no guarantee. It's very unlikely. You can always donate sperm to a sperm bank, so you have your sperm on file. You have a deposit there. You can do that, and then later inseminate a woman if you so to choose. But you can also, for the most part, there's a chance it won't happen, but for the most part, you can have this stuff reversed or have the sperm directly extracted from your testes. And what this does, and I hate to say every man should go get a vasectomy, but this really makes a compelling case, whether you want to have kids or not, to really think about getting a vasectomy. Right? The reason why is it's 100% in your control. Like Tom Leykis says, though, each sperm is a little credit card, and you need to control that. And condoms are not that great. You know, a 95% success ratio. I'm sorry, I don't want a 1 in 20 chance of having to fork over $250,000 for 18 years. And just the cost of raising the kids, you know, that it would be worth these reversal procedure costs or these artificial insemination costs, and so you might want to consider it. Right? So I can't predict anything because I'm not a doctor and I'm not in the field, but if the laws of economics and history are anything, these techniques are going to become more streamlined, more effective, more efficient. They're also going to become cheaper. And I think this is the real, forget the men's pill. This is the real deal. I think every man should be going out and getting a vasectomy, or at least looking into it. Go talk to your doctor, find out whether you want to have kids or not. Talk to your doctor, look at success rates, look at failure rates, look at costs, and make a deposit at the sperm bank. And then, you ain't going to, seriously, think about it. We'd eliminate all, I know that would require all men get a vasectomy, but that would eliminate all illegitimate children. It would eliminate all spermjacking. There would be no, I forgot to take the pill, or oops, it just happened, I'm fucking the Virgin Mary over here. All right, so consider that. I'm this close to saying all men should get a vasectomy. I don't want to say that because there is, of course, a statistical chance you would not be able to get a woman pregnant because you have bad sperm or whatever success rates, or maybe the cost. But right now, guys, if you're even on the fence, definitely go talk to your doctor. I'm not saying every man should get a vasectomy, but every man should be going and talking to their doctor right now and saying, hey, what's the statistical chances of me reversing this? And you get command back over your sperm 100%. And women should be okay with this because, you're pro-birth control and you're pro-guys birth control, I'm sure. And none of you are absolutely using men and children to enrich yourselves through the state, are you? Anyway, look into it, guys. This is something to consider. Best of luck to you. Toodles.